Hey everybody, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. I am back with a brand new video. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. And today I'm talking about relationship manifesting as always, and also how to once and for all officially recreate your specific person, what you need to do that, how you can understand why you're not getting what you want. And today I'm talking about some things I get asked a lot about wanting your SP to communicate more, text more, call more, put you first, make you a priority, to bring up the relationship talk, to move it forwards, and to really be all in with you. How do we create for that to happen? Okay, stay tuned. Before I get started, the links for booking one-on-one coaching, one-on-one hypnosis, links to all of my courses and hypnosis recordings are in the box below. So look for those. Okay. Now this is a topic, and this is something about manifesting a specific person and manifesting relationships that I get asked a lot. And I'm often hearing things like, he's not calling, he's not communicating, he's not telling me anything, he's not telling me what I want to hear. In fact, he's telling me the opposite of what I'm affirming. This would also maybe help you if you've been doing affirmations or been doing a mental diet to create connection and a deeper commitment with someone, to have the relationship once and for all change. Or like I've had a couple clients recently who the specific person has come back and they're doing things that they don't want them to do. That's another thing I see a lot. If this is something that you're experiencing, then I intend that this video helps you clear it up for yourself. Okay. But if you're wanting your SP to do something, again, I'm going to go back to that communication example: call, text, phone, FaceTime, email, Snap, DM. For crying out loud, like, how many avenues of communication are there these days? Doesn't matter, whichever one you want. If they're not giving that to you, you want to think about, who are they underneath the thing that you perceive they would do if they liked you, wanted you, and loved you. So you want to think about, who are they? Who have I created them to be? Who do I think they are? And who do I describe them to be? And then who do I think I am? And who do I describe myself to be in terms of them, right? Because most likely if you're watching this and your SP is not doing what you want them to do, then it's also triggered you to be in a version of you that's in the lack of what you want. You might be living from abandonment or living from rejection, which is, it's not happening, I'm not getting it. What's wrong with me? I'm the one to blame. What am I doing wrong? And now I'm manifesting and that's not happening. So I'm also doing this wrong. I need new affirmations, right? That's something I hear a lot. Okay. But you don't need to do any of that. What you want to do is come back to the main principle, well, a couple principles that we are using and theories that we're using to create your reality in this way. Okay. Now the create your reality information and idea does not come from me. And it comes from many theories of many people, Neville Goddard being one of the many people that talked about your reality being a projection of you, a creation of you, a creation of your mind, right? Now, just to remind you too, you are the center of the creation. You essentially are the star of your movie. But also, if you're watching this and you've been triggered by something, that means that you have also consciously and then therefore unconsciously forgotten that you are the star and you are the center of your movie, and that you can have and create and manifest exactly what you're desiring, right? The other thing I hear a lot is when I talk to people about this, and let's say I had just given that to someone, I hear, but he's doing this, Alexis, but he's doing this. That tells us and tells me that most likely your specific person in your mind has the movie star role. They're the star of the movie. They're the one that has the power. They call all the shots. Because you're at the effect of their behavior. You're at the effect of what they're doing. You're at the effect of whatever is going on with them. And you want to learn, you guys, through practice. Now, this takes practice. Learn to be at cause of the whole thing. I was going to say learn to be unvictimized, but I don't want to use the term victim, right? We want to observe what's been happening. Observe what they're doing that you don't like without getting caught up and giving it meaning, giving it a story, taking it on, blaming self and all this thing. You want to observe it for what it is, which is, oh, now the person being on a pedestal, not being the star of your movie. I say them as analogies to understand and for you to get back into your seat of consciousness, your seat of being able to command what you want in your reality and persist in it, decide it, and affirm it. Okay. I'm not saying it for you to get caught up in then a mental game of they're the star. I'm not the star. Oh my God, can you believe this? How long has everyone else been the star of my movie and not me? Okay, just right here saying that. I have been using a lot of analogies in videos about relationship attachment styles. I think I've referenced narcissism in one video because these are human terms that we have been given to describe the human experience mostly. Now, with a specific person, though, we don't want to investigate and further use these to perpetuate the same story. I am using it as an analogy, and I want you to take away from that, from this, what I am trying, which is that it is an analogy to get you back into the seat of creation, back into the seat of influencing your consciousness and your subconscious mind with who you want to be, and then therefore who they are being, who you want to be and who they are being. But going back to wanting communication, text messages, phone calls, emails, etc., etc., etc. Let's say you're affirming he's calling, and he's not calling. Okay. You want to ask yourself, okay, so who is this person? The thing is this, as a very basic counteraction to the idea of them calling, if you also think and you've assumed and thought for a while, gosh, they're really bad at picking up the phone. Gosh, they never get back to me. Okay. That person that you've attached that thought to will not be able to call you until you change the deeper assumption about them, such as, oh, like they're getting better at the phone, right? They were busy before. They have more than enough time now. They're good at making phone calls and they are great at being in contact. Okay. But this is the way you want to think about your specific person and you. Now, the other person, the most important person though, is you, right? Like I already said, you're the star of this. Your reality is a projection of your mind. It's a projection of your consciousness. It's a projection of you. So you want to think about who am I being in relation to them and what have they triggered within me to think about me in this whole thing, right? So as an example, for a lot of people I talk to, when the specific person is doing something that they don't like and they're slightly turned off, irritated, frustrated, not happy about it, then they can begin to think things of, oh, this is happening again. I'm never going to get to be with them. It's never going to work out for us. They're never going to choose me. They're never going to make me a priority. They're never going to be the version of them that I want them to be if they're aware of the conscious creation aspect of all of this, okay? Now that, what I just said, is also of what you don't want. What I want you to start being and doing and feeling and thinking is, I am the one who is receiving all the confirmation of love, security, and safety from this person. I am the one who is receiving finally the manifestation that I have been affirming for and persisting in and talking to myself about. You guys remember that your thoughts create, your perception creates, and how you think about the whole overarching theme of you and your specific person matters. There's you, your SP in the relationship, but you are the star. This is information, though, that we are reclaiming, refocusing on, and really, through the power of YouTube, learning how to do a lot differently. There were so many years in my life as Alexis where I thought that I was the star of my movie and I was doing a lot of great things. And I was in some pretty good relationships. But then later, when I learned the analogies of energy, quantum physics, the mind projecting, right? I was shocked and startled how I still didn't think I was the center of my movie. And it takes a lot of persistence and getting used to doing life this way, right? And this is about having confidence as a creator and reminding yourself, this is my creation. This is my sphere of reality. This is my sphere of energy. It does come from my mind, right? So that negates the idea to have to go out and chase someone and tell someone how to do something, because the route here is to, and if you have had your person not communicate, not talk to you and not call you enough or whatever, you've probably also, maybe you have told them to call you more or wanted to have a discussion about communication, which you guys, these things are not bad, but generally speaking, the version of your SP that is not calling you is not going to respond well to a conversation of being told to call you. It's going to push them away. And they're not going to respond well to a conversation about how they're a bad communicator. It doesn't cause great communication to tell someone you're a lousy communicator unless you have a belief and an idea that when you tell them something, they change. A lot of people don't have that, especially if you're like in no contact with someone, if you had a falling out, if there's been times with no phone calls, right? We don't want to call them and say, hey, you're really bad at calling me, so I'm calling you, but can you call me next? Okay, it doesn't work. You want to come back to the premise of this is my reality. I'm the one experiencing this. This is a projection of my mind, which is I get to be the star in this. I get to have everything that I want. I'm finally feeling like I am receiving my ultimate manifestation. Guess what? I am doing this whole thing correctly. My reality is an illusion anyways. So therefore, I'm focusing on what I want easily, just with my thoughts, with my thinking. I'm turning the whole diagram. I wanted to say diaphragm. Okay, the whole diagram. I think I've been talking about fertility with a lot of clients and baby dreams. I have a lot of clients right now that are having dreams of babies. Congrats for them. Okay. You want to meet Logan? One day, last week, he was dancing around naked out here. He's 2. Okay. On our outdoor table while I was in sessions with clients who were discussing babies. So it's all a feedback loop. Okay. I'm getting off track. Okay. But so you guys, it's bringing it back to you. I am bringing my power and my persistence and confidence within myself back to me. And I am working through my major relationship issues about being seen, being heard, being prioritized, and that love comes to me. Love is staying with me. Guess what? I get to be the one who experiences and receives love this time. I am more than good enough to allow myself to receive it. I am done doing the doing. They are calling me. They're a great communicator, right? Thinking it inside. They are open and emotional and talkative. They love telling me everything all the time. They love calling me. They love texting me. They love to give me confirmation that I am the one for them. I am the one who is finally receiving that ultimate thing that I want, which is love, acceptance, adoration, unconditional love, acceptance, adoration, unconditional love, acceptance, adoration. I love myself. I can do this. Guess what? This really is my movie. I'm bringing it back to me. Guess what? This really is my movie. I'm bringing it back to me. I get to be the star. I get to have what I want here. My purpose in coming to the human body and coming into the human realm was to reclaim this. That's actually the purpose, is how to live life better, how to have fun, and receive the ultimate culmination of what you want. Now, isn't that funny? Anyone seen that Disney movie called Soul? If you haven't, I encourage you to watch it because it does talk about the afterlife, souls coming into the human experience, and that we often think that the purpose of life is like, what is your purpose? That's in a lot of self-help books. What is my purpose? Like there is one purpose to find that you came here for. Okay, I had an aha moment when I watched that movie and thought, oh, the purpose is really realizing not that there is no purpose, but that the purpose is the entrance into the human body as a soul spirit coming in here. And the purpose is the human experience, all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, right? So you're reclaiming who you are is my essential message today. This is a video where I'm actually talking about mental diet, thoughts, how to do an inner rampage about communication, connection, contact, and how to really, really, really connect with you to get into your true ultimate zone of power here. I am not talking about one success story. I have done tons of videos about success stories, people manifesting. Today is not that video. Today, I want to directly influence you to really inwardly take back your focus on these areas for you. Being less affected, less triggered by the 3D reality, less affected, less affected, less triggered by what's going on out there. And knowing that the moments that you do that and it takes over and it snowballs, then you are at the effect of your reality. Get out of that and be into the cause and the creator, the operant power, the cause and the creator of what's going on. But you really have to give this some thought, because who you're being and who you want to be and what you're receiving and how you're describing yourself when the SP is choosing you, loving you, doing all the things for you, you are not living in abandonment and rejection, are you? No, you're living in the receipt and the receiving of the ultimate manifestation. Okay. Now, also, I want to remind you too in this video, this has nothing to do with who they've been and who you perceive them to be. If you're hearing me say all of this and then you're hearing your mind tell you, oh yeah, Alexis, but they told me they're not good at the phone. Well, yeah, Alexis, but it's always been this way. Or this one. Oh, Alexis, come on. You know how men are. Women are the ones that talk. Women are the ones that have to push the relationship forwards. Women are the ones that have to hold it together. Okay. Or, oh, Alexis, you know how women are, right? When they're just not into you, they don't answer the phone. If she liked me, she would answer me back. If she liked me, she would tell me, okay. All of that are thoughts that you're thinking that are therefore creating, that are influencing you to be victimized and at the effect of your negative thinking. What I'm saying here is it really has nothing to do with any of that. It's who are you being right now? What are you thinking about yourself right now? Who are you thinking that they are? Who are you describing them to be? Now, the other thing is that remember when you're doing this, that your mind is very good at staying in sameness, staying in the old story, reminding you of it when you begin to change it. It's like you begin to do, let's say that you grab the affirmations that I just said as an example, as a mini rampage, as what you're going to be telling yourself during the day. Now, what your mind will do is it will tell you all the evidence that's contradictory to that. Oh, but remember when he did this? Remember when she did that? Remember when they didn't do that? Like, that's who they are. Okay. So it takes a lot of persistence and diligence to stay on track with doing a mental diet about any specific person or something that you're changing. It takes persistence and consistency, okay? And having faith and trust that your thoughts are creating, you know, in the unseen, behind the scenes, when you're changing these things. Some people can see instantaneous results, some don't. It never matters, okay? But it is having consistency and persistency with what you're thinking, what you're deciding. Consistency and persistency in being the one who's the creator of your experience, who's influencing the whole thing in totality, right? And then having the faith and having the diligence and the peace of mind that this is going on. It takes a lot of practice, you guys. If you are still having issues with your SP, or let's say you have manifested the relationship talk and you're in the relationship, but going through some dark periods, some fights, things like that, then you can use this for that too, okay? So it's learning how to get good at being in a human body that is actually at ground zero of creating your experience, okay? Now, this allows you to create the life that you want. It allows you to manifest exactly what you want with exactly who you want, because the other thing is, remember that your reality is holographic energy. Like, the other thing is that it's not real. The other big piece of cheesecake here, because cheesecake is my favorite pie, that and cherry, okay? That the other crazy thing is that it's not real. Okay. Like, that's the other thing that we know about the holographic reality and the energetic reality. Matter doesn't really matter. Now, most people that you talk to and that are walking around planet Earth think that matter really matters. It's a bunch of lie that we were fed by Newtonian physics way back when. Okay. That is a whole different video. You can watch What the Bleep Do We Know if you want to watch that, even though that's an old school movie. Okay, but anyways, like, so we're living in an energetic soup that isn't even real, that we came here to create in. Fascinating, right? But that's why you can do this, you guys. It's useful information to remind yourself of, to when you're recreating something. This is why it's possible. It's because your thoughts create. You are living in an energetic illusion anyways, right? You and your specific person come from your mind, which is a projection from your subconscious, and you are telling your subconscious what to do with your thinking. Okay. If you want to watch a success story about all the clients that have gotten a hold of their mind and their thinking and their old story of themselves that have allowed for this to propel forwards, look at the playlist I have and see all of the success stories. Okay. The purpose of today's video is to remind you to get on track. We are moving into what is one of my favorite seasons, the summer, right? This is a great time for renewal, getting clear on your manifestations. Now, it's not summer for everyone. So I'm just speaking if summer is for you at this season, using the change in temperature to release and let go of what is no longer needed, no longer wanted, right? Moving into spring, going into summer, or moving from, and people do spring cleaning and things like that, and get rid of what's not needed. This is a great time to really finally be in your seat of power and be in your seat of conviction of what you're creating and manifest that ideal scenario for you and for your reality in totality. And you can do it, okay? So remember that your thoughts create, your reality is an illusion, and that what you're required to do is change you and change them, change the relationship. That's it. You can get your phone blowing up. You can get constant communication. You can get all the text messages, all the phone calls, all the apologies, all the check-ins, all the surprise FaceTimes that you want. But it comes down to, who is the person being? Who are they being? Who do I choose to see them being? Have I created someone that's even good at the phone? We have to create that they're good at the phone. Okay. They only exist within you. All right, you guys. So that's my video for today. This was a little bit, a bunch of tips and tricks and just ways to keep you on track and to remind you that you're here to have fun. Have some fun with the manifesting, some fun with being the creator of your reality, and you can have it all. All right, you guys. Don't forget to celebrate yourself today. Have some and create amazing moments for yourself today. Let's get back on track and stay on track with the mental diet and being the star of your existence. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.